Coming up, we take you inside the governor's meeting in Bellefonte. Penn State wins over Illinois 39-0. What does it mean to be a military-friendly institution? Now, if you look closely, you can actually see on top of this wall where one of the two statues used to be.
Do you think that this will have almost a negative impact on the students who so happen to be attending?
The deadline to sign up for the Affordable Care Act is quickly approaching. What do you see as one of the most pressing problems facing Penn State and higher education in general, specifically regarding its future? The governor sat here and talked compromise with the Republican Party. Now, President Barron will continue the discussion with two representatives from the Office of Veterans Programs.
There are about 100,000 U.S. veterans looking to come into college for the next year under the new GI Bill.
He chose this day because in 1918, November 11th was the last day of fighting in World War I.
But this really affects students in terms of financially affording this plan.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Good afternoon. I'm Lauren Doyle. Penn State may be on track to reduce its carbon emissions to zero by 2050. A local tech startup has launched a new iPhone app that could help you launch a drone. The Downtown Improvement District hosted the borough's annual tree lighting ceremony. Penn State's president has sent a message to the university community. The U.S. Senate is expected to vote soon on a bill passed by the House. I talked with political and health policy experts on how the law currently affects Pennsylvanians. One expert told us the best solution she can think of is smarter gun control, not necessarily tighter restrictions. What a beautiful story, Courtney. Thank you. There are plenty of chances to celebrate the holidays this weekend. We take a look at some local events. Now here's Andy Madore with sports. Now, here's Ryan with the weather. We usually have a drastic snowstorm by now. Anything to expect before the holidays? The Center County Youth Service Bureau's Christmas Crusade for Kids will come to an end next week. Officer Lloyd Reed died last weekend after he responded to a domestic violence call in New Florence. The FAA hopes to register all hobby drones in a database by December 20th. That's all for today's Center County Report. For more, visit our website, centercountyreport.com. You can also follow us for breaking news anytime on Twitter at Center County REP and our Facebook page. Have a great weekend.
It was not, as it promised to be, truly affordable, but really was much more expensive. And that has proven to be the case for an awful lot of Pennsylvanians.
But it has made a difference to reducing the uninsurance levels.
The Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, is still on the debate table, 5 years after it was signed into law. The pressure to sign up for the Affordable Care Act is raining down on Pennsylvanians as the deadline quickly approaches. However, not all believe that the legislation is fulfilling its promises. Charlie Giroux, a political analyst based in Harrisburg, doesn't believe Obamacare has caught on.
I think there's been a remarkable lack of rush to Obamacare because people understand that it really hasn't been what was promised, that affordable, giving people the opportunity to keep their own doctors, etc.
Giroux also believes that Governor Wolf's expansion on Medicaid hasn't been good for consumers.
So to adopt the Obamacare model, which actually would have scaled back the benefits that came to Pennsylvanians, didn't seem to be a good idea.
However, Neeraj Bhandari, a Penn State graduate student studying health policy and administration, sees another perspective.
So more people are coming into the Medicaid program. That's one of the ways in which it has expanded insurance.
But with the presidential election only a year away, what will the fate of the Affordable Care Act be?
The key question is, does the law stay in effect, and does it stay in effect as it's currently constituted? That any law, once it's passed, is incredibly tough to unravel and take back, but there is serious discussion, and if you get a Republican president, I think it is highly likely that you'll see real moves to repeal Obamacare.
Experts on both sides of the spectrum actually should come together and try to, make it better. Try to really find out the ways in which may not be working and listen to each other.
For the Center County Report, I'm Lauren Doyle.
Our job was to set up a radar jamming screen off the coast of Europe, and jamming that German radar was our function.
This is Arthur Brusela, a World War II veteran and pilot from the 36th Bomb Squadron. Brusela and two other local veterans from the 8th Air Force spoke on Tuesday at the Paternal Library on their experiences. Penn State also hosted a 21-gun salute on Old Main Lawn in honor of this year's Veterans Day. In 1919, President Woodrow Wilson decided that November 11th would be the day to honor and celebrate those who have served in the military. He chose this day because in 1918, November 11th was the last day of fighting in World War I. Arthur keeps many artifacts from his time deployed. One of his favorites is A Squadron of Deception. This book contains pictures, text, and a general collection of memories from Arthur's time as a pilot.
Right here is my crew.
Oh, wow. Are you in here?
Yep.
That's you.
For him, holidays like Veterans Day hit close to home.
Well, it's certainly an important event because the veterans' experience is so different from the civilian experience.
Arthur is not the only local veteran who gets nostalgic this time of year.
My brother was in the Army, so I like to call him and wish him a happy Veterans Day. And you know, some of the guys I used to work with who were basically my best friends during that time.
For the Centre County Report, I'm Lauren Doyle.